Hello and welcome to this week's reviews. I'm going to start with Duncan Jones' highly anticipated adaptation of the long-running computer game series Warcraft that takes us to the magical world of Azeroth with its battle of orcs versus humans. So, let us venture forth and see what it has to offer.
Oh, it's good to see trees again. And the snow. Even from a distance. Remember when we would track blood ox through the frostwind dunes? It was always meat. Always life. You don't think it's strange that we lost our home when Gul'dan came to power? One orc cannot kill a world at a time. Are you sure? Look around you. Does it not remind you of something?
To start with the positives, it's obvious Duncan Jones put a lot of effort into the look and mythology of this world, and making sure the game was adapted properly for the screen. The actors also do a more than serviceable job with playing the roles. With that said, I never found myself emotionally invested in the characters and this war they had raging on. I should probably mention I've never played the games, but the film adaptation should be able to stand on its own, and I felt like I should have brought a manual with me. They relay so much information at you, and the film constantly jumps from one scene to the next, giving little time for me to truly get to know the protagonist or the evil plan the villains are concocting. I think they wanted power, or the Fel as they called it, but it's easy to get lost during Warcraft, especially if you're a novice and you're diving headfirst into this franchise. A lot of the dialogue consists of a lot of strategic planning and incantations and battle cries, to the point I felt like I was watching an expensive LARP. Some of the special effects are exceptionally well done, though when the two sides are fighting each other, it does become one big blur. With nobody to latch onto and nothing for me to invest in, I was mostly bored through most of it. My final note is one I will address to the fans. I know there are a lot of Warcraft fans excited about this film, and if this film gives you exactly what you wanted, and it's been the Warcraft movie you've been waiting for, I think that's wonderful. It's always pleasing when fans are able to see a new addition to a beloved property, and it meets their expectations. You're going to be defending this film, and that's great. I have my own fantasy films I'm very fond of that are not exactly well received, so I can relate, and I wish I was on your side defending Warcraft. But I just cannot get into it. But for you, I hope you enjoy it a lot more than I did. Next up is the latest illusion from the Four Horsemen, Now You See Me 2.
But every girl I get close to, I end up taking their trust. And then their wallet.
You take their wallets? You ever take their belts? Oh, I'm sorry, did you think that I was like those other girls? Oh, Jack.
The first Now You See Me was an enjoyable enough romp with a spirited cast and some fun sequences of digital magic and a curious twist. The sequel has now taken the twists and turns of its predecessor and turned them up to 11. There is practically a twist waiting around every corner, to the point these actually become fairly predictable. The story is also really contrived in the way it tries to justify these. Except for an impressively choreographed sequence involving sneaking a computer chip past security, the magic lacks that extra specialness, and a lot of it definitely does not feel plausible. However, the actors all work exceptionally well together. Even with Isla Fisher not returning, Lizzie Kaplan manages to be a fun replacement, though I can see somebody being annoyed by her antics and quirky behavior. Daniel Radcliffe is also clearly having a lot of fun. Is it stunt casting to put Harry Potter in a film with magicians? Yes, but I thought he was one of the highlights of the film nonetheless. Otherwise, despite some moments of imagination, Now You See Me 2 is a fairly run-of-the-mill sequel. With all the twists they desperately try to throw into this entry, I can only imagine what they would do with a third chapter. Thank you for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.